we certainly look at them, and we don't think of whether we should be in tech companies or not or that sort of thing. We are looking for things where we do get into the durability of the competitive advantage, and whether we think that our opinion might be better than other people's opinion in assessing the probability of the durability, so to speak. But the truth is that I've watched Amazon from the start, and I think what Jeff Bezos has done is something close to a miracle. And the problem is, if I think something will be a miracle, I tend not to bet on it. It would have been better, far better, obviously, if I'd had some insights into certain businesses. But in fact, Bill Gates told me early on, that I think I was on AltaVista, and he suggested I turn to Google. But the trouble is, I saw that Google was skipping past AltaVista, and then I wondered if anybody could skip past Google. And I saw at GEICO that we were paying a lot of money for something that cost them nothing incrementally. So we've looked at it, and I made a mistake in not being able to come to a conclusion where I really felt that at the present prices that the prospects were far better than the prices indicated. And I didn't go into Apple because it was a tech stock in the least. I went into Apple because I came to certain conclusions about both the intelligence with the capital would be employed, but more important, about the value of an ecosystem and how permanent that ecosystem could be and what the threats were to it and a whole bunch of things. And I don't think that required me to take apart an iPhone or something and figure out what all the components were or anything. It's much more the nature of consumer behavior. And some things strike me as having a lot more permanence than others. But the answer is, I'll miss a lot of things that I don't feel I understand well enough. And there is no penalty in investing if you don't swing a ball that's in the strike zone, as long as you swing at something at some point, and eventually that you find the pitches you like. And that's the way we'll continue to do it. We'll try to stay within our circle of competence, and Charlie and I generally agree on sort of where that circle ends, and what kind of situations where we might have some kind of an edge in our reasoning or our experience or something, that where we might evaluate something differently than other people. But the answer is we're going to miss a lot of things. Charlie?
Yeah, we have a wonderful system. If one of us is stupid in some area, so is the other. And of course, we were not ideally located to be high-tech wizards. How many people of our age quickly mastered Google? I've been to Google headquarters. They look to me like it looks like a kindergarten.
A very rich kindergarten.
Yes.
No, it's extremely impressive what they've done. And like I say, at GEICO, we were paying them a lot of money at the time they went public. And all three of them, the main characters, Eric and Larry and Sergey, they actually came and saw me, but they were more than talking about going public and the mechanics of it and various things along that line. But it wasn't like what they were doing was a mystery to me. The mystery was how much competition would come along and how effective they would be, and whether it would be a game where 4 or 5 people were slugging it out without making as much money as they could have, one company dominate. Those are tough decisions to make. You can have industries where there's only two people in it, and they still aren't very, very good because they beat each other's brains out. And that's one of the questions in the airline business. It's a better business now than it used to be, but it used to be suicide. So, and you know that the competitive factors are extraordinary in airlines. And how much better business is it with four people operating at 85% capacity than it was with 7 or 8 operating in the mid 70s and with more planes around? Those are tough decisions, but I made the wrong decision on Google and Amazon. I really consider that a miracle that you could be doing Amazon Web Services and changing retail at the same time without enormous amounts of capital, and do it with the speed and effectiveness of what Amazon has done. I underestimated. I had a very, very, very high opinion of Jeff's ability when I first met him, and I underestimated him. Charlie?
Well, my comment would be that the shareholders have one thing to be thankful for. Some of the age-related stupidity at headquarters has been ameliorated by Ted and Todd joining us. We are looking at the world with the aid of some younger eyes now, and they've had a contribution
Significant.
beyond their own investments. And so you're very lucky to have them, you shareholders. Because there's a lot of ignorance in the older generation that needs removal.
Okay, station 10.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Warren. Good afternoon, Charlie. And my name is Yu Jun. I come from China, and I work for Hengtian Caifu Family Office. And we are serving high-worth individual clients in China. And you two will be my dream customer. I know your shareholder, Bill Gates, has a family office, which helping his wealthy. So my question is, do you have a family office? And what can we know what they do, anything for you? And if not, are you planning to have a family office in the future?
We already have a family office. It's sitting right here.
Yeah. We would be the last guys in the world to have a family office, actually. There are a lot of them around, but it's not something that fit the Munger family or the Buffett family. Charlie, you have anything?
Oh,
No, okay. We'll do one more. Station 11.
Hi, Warren, Charlie. My name is Adam Mead, Mead Capital Management from Derry, New Hampshire. In the past, you have touched on certain compensation arrangements with key executives. Could you please provide some specific examples of compensation arrangements within Berkshire that speak to incentivizing good behavior while not penalizing the manager for size or the relative ease or difficulty of the business or industry? Thank you.
Well, that is a very, very good question and a very, very tough question, because some of our
He really doesn't want to answer.
well, some of our managers are in businesses that are just much easier. I mean, we bought into a variety of businesses. People are obviously influenced by what pay arrangements are elsewhere. It wouldn't be human if they weren't. And trying to come to the right answer when you have different degrees of capital intensity, very different degrees of basic profitability, and how much you scale up based on size, because there is an incentive to grow businesses. Usually if businesses get much larger, everybody from the CEO down expects to earn more money for something where they really bring the same amount amount of intensity and work and ability to it. It is really a tough question. I think that if you engage compensation consultants at public companies, which they all do, they're going to recommend things that cause them to have CEOs recommend them to other companies. It's just you're working against human nature when you have an arrangement like that. I would say that we have obviously kept a very, very, very high percentage of the managers that we hope to have stay with us. In fact, just about 100%. And I think people do like to make their own decisions. They do like recognition. You know, most people respond. They like doing a good job, and they like the fact that we understand it, and compensation's part of that. But it's not the whole thing. I wish I could give you some precise formulas, but there aren't
We
any.
really don't, Warren.
What?
It's an advantage at Berkshire to keep our individual deals private. There would be no advantage to just publishing them all.
No, we're not going to do that.
No, of course not. So what we're saying, he makes all those decisions personally. He's got every formula in the book, and he keeps them all private. That's our system.
Well, we do. We publish what the directors are paid.
We publish what we have to, yes.
Okay, it's 3:30 now. We're going to reconvene at 3:45. Charlie and I, we love the fact that our partners basically turn out for this. So we thank you for coming. I hope you've had a good time, both at the meeting and in Omaha, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. Thanks. We're going to move it right along. The little gun jumping here. So if you please take your seat. Thank you. This is the formal meeting. So the meeting will now come to order. I am Warren Buffett, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the company, and I welcome you to this 2018 annual meeting of shareholders. This morning, I introduced the Berkshire Hathaway directors that are present, and also with us today are partners in the firm of Deloitte & Touche, our auditors. Jennifer Tonis is Assistant Secretary of Berkshire Hathaway. She will make a written record of the proceedings.